All right, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Blackwing Trading. My name is Clinton, and this is my trading channel. I am a futures trader. I particularly trade the S&P 500 futures, sometimes the NASDAQ, but for the most part, I am trading in the ES futures. In this channel, you're going to see pre-market analysis, and you will see live trading every day. You can see the good, the bad, and the ugly. In the hopes of letting you know that trading is something that is very attainable if you want to begin to earn some side money, have a good side hustle. And also, if you just want to even progress this to something where it's full-time income, this is something that is very attainable. It's not easy, but it is something that is attainable with hard work and consistency. So, as always, every morning I want to get into pre-market analysis to show you what I'm looking at right now. You see my screen. That is the S&P 500 futures. And you are looking at the 1 hour chart. Let me just kind of make this a little bit bigger for you so you can kind of see where we're at. So you can see over the past few days, we actually had some big movement in the futures market. And that's because we have a Fed meeting coming up here on tomorrow. The Fed is actually meeting today and they're going to meet tomorrow, but they released that decision on tomorrow on the interest rates. And the consensus is pretty much that they're going to cut rates. Most people think it's going to be 25 basis points. Some people are calling for higher, 50 basis points. But in any case, the market is going up because the interest rate is going to be cut. And also one thing we're kind of hearing in the news, the bond market is actually kind of rallying too. So we have, kind of a, actually a unique situation going on where we have stocks rallying and we have bonds rallying as well. So that's why we had this volatility in the market. So you can see over the past 2 days, starting from Friday, the market had a huge jump up from just below 6,600 all the way up to like 6,645, traded up to about 6,680 yesterday. And overnight actually got up to 6,696, just below 6,700. And so the market definitely has been rallying in anticipation for the rate cuts. So you can see where we look at over the past couple of days. So if you jump on, let me know you're on. Just get in the comments and say hello, good morning for that engagement. And I love to see you on the chat. Let's jump in the chat and say good morning. But this is where we at on this morning. So a couple of things for pre-market analysis. The first thing, we did have some news come out this morning, which is U.S. retail sales. So retail sales is a measure of, how we are a consumer economy. And so a measure of how we've been spending. And so as a general number, actually, retail sales went up about 0.6%. So the American consumer is still spending. The estimate is going to be somewhere around about 2%. And then if you look into that retail sales number, it actually breaks it out. They have a control group, and then they break out like different sectors, autos, regular retail and all those other things. But in general, it went up to 0.6. It went up 0.6%, and it was only estimated to go up 0.2%. So it has implications. What you see from that is the Fed is probably going to be looking at this number to see, to build that case of how much they want to cut. All right, because the consumer is still resilient. So, for instance, if the consumer was not as resilient, say that the retail sales were below the estimate, they say, okay, the consumer is not spending, labor market is cracking, and inflation is going up. And so that might be a case for a greater increase on a cut. But now they have two of the things for their dual mandate, which we already talked about, which is the unemployment is, going up, labor market cracking, and inflation is going up. But the U.S. consumer is still spending. And so they'll probably, like I said, take that into consideration and see if they, cut the 25 basis points as estimated, or if they go 50. I know that the president wants them to go 50, be a little bit more aggressive with the cuts. Many in the market want them to be more aggressive with the cuts, but we'll see what they do on tomorrow. But whatever the case, retail sales is up. So the U.S. consumer is still spending. That is the news that happened on this morning. All right, so other things, we're just looking at the levels. And so a couple of these key levels I want to point out. We have 6,600, which was the high from last week. I drew out 66.45 because this is where it pivoted at yesterday when it opened. And then 66.80, 81.80 was the highs. This is probably a good area to draw out here. Let me just adjust this. 66.80. Just kind of get a dash line right there. And then also where it opened at, we had pre-market highs in the 66.50s, but it got as low yesterday at 66.63. So I'm gonna call that 66.60. These are just some intermediate levels that I'm drawing to see where we could go today. Let's make that a dash line as well. That we could either go up to a pullback from. So on the high side, well, we did have a high of 66.96. So, I mean, we could pop above 6,700 and go even a little bit higher than that, 66,710, 67.15. You never know. We're still in price discovery where, you know, we're in uncharted territory making these all-time highs. And I'm cautious when we're making all-time highs because you don't know how high it could go. Could go 30 points, could go 5 points, and then have a pull down back to a known area. But over the past 2 days, it looks like we've been steadily going up. And so that's what we're seeing in the price action. But if we have a pullback, so the high side, 6,700, 6,710, 6,715, I go out increments of about 10 or 15. If we pull back, I'm looking at 6,680, possibly even 6,660. You know, we could do 66.70 as well, up in here, you know, in these 10 minute increments here. So I'm put a line here at 66.70 as well. That's a possible area that we could pull back to. Keep forgetting to make these lines dash. I make them dash just because they're kind of intermediate levels while we have this price discovery going on. So if you look at here, if I make this a little bit bigger, you can see this kind of hovered above the 66.70s area, dip down there and then pull back up. But these candles on the 1 hour time frame were closing around 66.70, 66.75. And so it pivoted there for a while. So this could be a key area. So these are the areas to the downside, 66.80, 70, 60. Could even pull back as far as 45. Into the upside, 6,700. So that's what we're looking at. And that is on the 1 hour. So let me go down to the 5 minute. So see what we look like here. You can kind of see this price action. We're below the VWAP right now, below the 9 EMA. So we got a picture of kind of where we at right now until the open. All right, let's go over the S&P 500 top 10 so you can get a picture of what we're looking at there. All right, so Apple still kind of trade like sideways, 236. They had the release of their new phone doing pre-sales. Still has some issues with China with that they're trying to work out, but sitting at 236, so they're looking pretty good. Berkshire Hathaway sitting hovering at around 490, so not hitting those 500s like it was before, but just below 500. Broadcom. So Broadcom has been climbing back up to, you know, the highs that it hit a couple of days ago, semiconductor company. So they're trying to get back up and begin to continue to hit these highs. They're a chip manufacturer. And so they're definitely going to be helped by lower interest rates, just to help them with the cost of money and everything like that. Now, Tesla has definitely been doing well over the past few days. Elon Musk bought like $1 billion of stock back from them, purchased like $1 billion worth of stock. He has some like crazy compensation plan where, depending upon the performance of Tesla over the next 10 years, he could be like the first trillionaire, like over 10 years or something like that. So some kind of crazy, employment package, compensation package. So, but in any case, their stock has been climbing very well over the past 3 days. Starting last week, they're at $350. Now they're up at over $400, and they hadn't seen that territory in some time. And so Tesla stockholders, y'all are happy. I'm pretty sure you are. Got to a high of 430 yesterday, which is great for the stock. Nvidia's going sideways at 177. I talked about this yesterday. They had some issues with China. No, they have some issues with China. China said that they violated one of their antitrust laws in the sale of some chips a few years ago. So they're pushing back, and most of this is because of the trade war and things like that. And so Nvidia is, experiencing some birth pains because of this, and hopefully they'll work through it with their chip sales. So they're sitting at like 177, 176, 177. Some big news with the Google or Alphabet, which is the parent company. They hit that $3 trillion market value capitalization and went up into the category of companies like Nvidia and Microsoft and Apple hitting that $3 trillion valuation. So they're in an elite group as far as for their valuation. And people have been questioning what's the future of Alphabet because, proliferation of generative AI and ChatGPT. More people are using ChatGPT for search and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to be innovating and trying to still stay relevant in it. But whatever the case may be, they're still at $3 trillion because they have even though ChatGPT, more search happens there. The only model that ChatGPT has is if you have those subscriptions where, Alphabet, Google has a robust, ad market. And so they have, so much revenue on ads that it makes them profitable. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with these companies like that in the future. Microsoft sitting at about 517. So, they're still trying to get back up in the 520s and beyond. They have definitely gained some good room over the past week or so and got back above 500 and start trading real well into the 5 teens. And so we'll see what they look like. That's the opening bell. All right, Amazon sitting at 230. Starting to make a slow climb up over the past couple of days. And then Meta, everybody's favorite social media company, Meta, Instagram. They're trading, actually pulling down a little bit now, 765, but you can see their highs are 789, 788, 789, and they're about $20 from that. They had a little dip over the past week or so, but then they're climbing back up. And so that's what they look at. So let's go to our futures. And we'll get into the 5 minute. So if you're new to my channel, I trade the 15-minute opening range break. I allow 15 minutes of price action. Then I'm looking for a definitive move either up or down outside that caution area to follow the trend of the market. Been had pretty much a steady slide over since about 4 o'clock in the morning from those highs. And now market's trying to find what it's going to do. There's like a pretty strong dip down. We allow it just to make its price action. I draw a rectangle to see it visibly. And then we see what we're going to get here. Looks like some indecision on this first candle, whether it wants to go up or down. This is a pretty sizable range from 66.88 to 66.83. for that first candle.
Whether it's a live band, the song
Trying to decide, the buyers and sellers are trying to decide what it's going to do. But one thing, we are below VWAP and below the 9 EMA. So
for the champagne of beers, Miller High Life. Tap the banner to find Miller High Life near
you
you.
can see it tested, it fell below VWAP, went down, came up, went down, came back up, tested VWAP, fell at VWAP. And so now, like I said, did have a little pop at the beginning, right up around VWAP now. We're going to see if it's going to continue to go through though. Just went through VWAP, but see if it stays sustained above that. Oops, sorry about that. Should be getting another candle here in about 30 minutes or so. Okay, we got a second candle. I'm beginning to draw out this caution area. All right, so let's just adjust these properties a little bit. Always extend this out for the rest of the day so I can see that 15-minute open range break area. Look like it dipped a little bit below that. All right, so we'll just see what we get. Ooh, that's a big dip down. Wow. Almost makes me want to go in on this. Okay, so that went all the way down to 66.80. I'm gonna adjust those properties. It look like we definitely gonna be having some downward action. I think I want to go short below 66.80.
Orders submitted.
No, let me wait and see what we're gonna get. Let me wait, not break my own rule. I'm gonna adjust this down. I've done that before and then got myself spanked. And so, okay, so we're on the third candle now. For that 15-minute opening range break. We're on that third candle. I had to stop myself from jumping over the edge. All right, so this candle is still pressing down though. Definitely got some downward action.
Orders submitted.
Yeah, this momentum is going to be going down though. So I'm going to try to go in at 66.78.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. Got filled at 66.78. Let me see what we get. As you can see here, I'm executing on Ninja Trader. So I'm in the trade right now with 3 contracts. Took a couple of trades earlier, went down, came back up. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's have another candle in about 1 minute or so. I'm looking for it to get down to about 66.75. This is a little bit outside of my side of the strategy. But I don't like this hesitation though. Okay, we got another one coming down. Okay, there we go. So let me move my stop. All right, move my stop to here, so that way I can at least make $300, and we'll see if it continues to go down.
Stop bill.
All right, so that was a $300 trade. Probably could have held it a little bit. I was waiting for 75. Probably should move my take profit to 75, but that's the first trade. So what I'm gonna do now, according to the 15-minute opening range, if I adjust this, so we have 1, 2, this is the third candle down, should be at around 76. And so me adjust this to 76. Like I said, that trade was a little bit outside of my strategy. And so this is my fourth candle. So technically on a 15-minute opening range break, let me go to Thinkorswim. Technically on the 15-minute open range break, I would not be taking the trade right now because it hasn't really got outside of this zone. I decided to take a little trade early, made a small win at 300. It's because I was down. So now I'm still down about $200, but just kind of climbing myself out of a little hole that I had from this morning. So just be patient. I'm gonna sit here and be patient and wait for the trade to manifest itself again.
Whether it's a live band, the song you can't help but play again and again, or the sound of a bottle opening, what you hear is the soundtrack to the high life, and that calls for the champagne of beers, Miller High Life. Tap the banner to find Miller High Life near you.
So actually it may be reversing now. I don't know if it's going to turn around or continue to go down or what, but if we go out to the big picture, so, like we said, we drew out the 680 area, could definitely go down to about, the 70s right here. You have an intermediate level about 66.72 overnight. And then, but you can see this area where it traded at towards the end of the day on yesterday. So that definitely is a area to look at. But it's not technically it's not outside of the 15-minute opening range break now. So. Yeah, 9 o'clock. If it reverses, it definitely would be a nice ride back up. But since we're still in that range, it's waiting to see if it's gonna get its foot and start coming up, or is it gonna go down? Like it's going down. You see, we're still below the 9 EMA and below VWAP. Still in that caution area, technically. Oh, wow. That was a strong dip down. Okay. So, look like it wants to go down to the 70s area that we talked about. Let's see if it keeps going down. Yeah, it is.
Order filled.
All right, so in another trade. Let's see here on Ninja Trade, I'm in another trade. Look like it may reverse on me. Might have got in too late. Let's see if it goes down. Okay, it is coming down a little bit. See if it bounces off 66.70. Bring it up to 66.70. Look like it wants to bounce there. Come back up. Alright, are you gonna come down or what? Maybe reversing. All right, let me pull it back down to where we were at, the normal parameters. So I risk two, this is 2-to-1 risk to reward. But it look like I'm about to get stopped out here. That was a strong candle. It's kind of recovered something a little bit. I'm gonna see if it keeps going down. Actually, a better risk area probably would be 76. Let's see if it gets back up to the bottom of, I'm gonna risk going up here to the bottom of the caution area right here, just so I don't get prematurely stopped out. Okay, look like I got some forward momentum down. See, it still hasn't made that definitive move. Starting to go down now. Just got to be patient. We look good. If we get below 66.70, it definitely be pretty good. But I don't know if it's going to pivot off that area or not. Still hesitating a little bit. Let's see what happens at 9. Look like it's about to reverse. Yeah, I don't think I want to hold it for that long. Yeah, this one is a little nerve wracking because it seems like it still wants to go down, but there is some buying trying to push it back up. All right, there we go. That's what I like to see. Ugh. Trying to be patient here and allow the trade to work out. Not let my emotions get the best of me here. Looking for this move below 66.70. Keep it looking like it wants to start climbing back up though. So my thought process, you're always going through certain things. Part of me wants to take a small win just below where I'm at now. And because it looks like it wants to pivot and go back up. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me get here.
With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm gonna bring it to break even so that I don't lose any money on this trade. And now I'm at 300.
Stop fill.
Okay, so that was about 200 and something on that trade. Messing around with my stop and actually hit it on accident. I was trying to bring it back up. No worries though. That actually put me back in the green for today. On gross P&L minus the commissions. And so I am a little hesitant. Like I say, that wasn't my thought process. I wanted to go ahead and get out of that one because I didn't know how far it's going to continue to go down. And I want to go ahead and claim the win. So that put me up at like I said, a little over break even for the day. Now I'm probably going to do one more trade, but I want to see it bounce before I take the trade. All right, so here we go. You might want to go long at 66.70. Look like we're pretty stuck here. I don't know if it's my market data or something else is going on. It looks like it's stuck. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut the broadcast though now, because I'm looking like it's stuck. It's not really moving too much. Unsure what it's gonna do. I know we're pivoting somewhere around about 66.70. We may go up, may go down. I don't know, but either case, I am about to cut the broadcast. I do thank you for jumping on with me today. I am live every day. So today is a break-even day, and I'll take that better than a losing day any day. So I'm gonna try to take one or two more trades after this. But you can see the 15-minute open range break. I did break my rule just a little bit, just to take a little win there, and then enter in to take another win to bring myself back to break even from what I had did overnight. We'll look here and see what we got. And the key thing I just want to point out is those levels, how it pays attention to those levels. So it came through 66.80, but we can see that we did see some price action around 66.70. And so make sure you pay attention to price levels when you're trading. If you put the levels down, that's half of the battle, of knowing what levels price action it will trade out. That way you can make decisions about where you're going to go in and out of trades and where you're going to enter trades. So to meet again, thank you. Make sure you like this. Make sure you subscribe, like and subscribe. It helps with the engagement. Helps with making sure that this channel gets promoted, and then recommend this to somebody who may be interested in trading. I'm here every morning at 8:15. Till we meet again. Thank you for joining on the channel.